So we're at Bowman Bay. We're going to paddle out to Deception Island today. Beautiful conditions, sunny, about a 6-7 knot wind. Pretty sheltered here in Bowman Bay. Should have light currents out by Reservation Head there. Intentionally timed this with deepzoom.com to get slack current. So we're going to paddle along Bowman Bay shore and then head out across to Deception Island.
Deception Pass has some of the best sea kayaking in the Pacific Northwest. Bowman Bay, just north of the pass, is a great place to launch.
So behind me is Bowman Bay Beach. Just launched, a nice boat ramp, lots of parking, need your Discover Pass. We're here on a Saturday morning, it's about 10 a.m. It's mid-August. It's a beautiful day for paddling. And yeah, we got here, no problem finding parking. A little bit of a wind today. We're hoping it holds its direction. We'll have a little bit of a headwind going out, and on our way back we'll have a nice tailwind. So straight ahead of me here is Reservation Head. Those that know the Deception Pass Bridge, it's on the left there, just behind that beach. We'll get a view of it from the Deception Island. So we're going to paddle out to Reservation Head along the shore a bit, and then we're going to come over to Deception Island. On my right-hand side is Rosario Head. There's actually a bunch of rocks out there. That's actually a underwater marine park. So on our way back from Deception Island, we'll cut across to Rosario Head in the underwater marine park and do some exploration around that. I think the tide is pretty low right now. If you look at the rocks, we're sitting near low tide. So Deception Pass can be a little bit tricky for currents. That's on our left there. I've timed this for slack current, but we're going to be staying pretty much between Reservation Head behind me on my left to Deception Island, and we're going to avoid most of the current. That's a beautiful area for kayaking. There's so much to see around here.
The channel crossing from Reservation Head to Deception Island is half a mile. There are great opportunities for beginner paddlers to explore around Bowman Bay. This crossing is recommended for intermediate to advanced paddlers. And check the currents before you go. We timed our crossing to be around slack current.
Yeah, I guess that was good that the spray screwed on just for that.
Yeah. So not much in the way of waves here, just the occasional boat wake.
Yeah.
So this is Deception Island right ahead of us, and there's a little bay on this side, just sort of on the right-hand side. We'll aim for that bay, and then we can pull in and do a bit of exploration, have a lunch. I'm going to show you this camera I've got. It's called the Insta360. It's a 360 camera. Do you know what those are?
Oh wow, yeah. So it's taking all directions at once, type of thing.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, exactly. It has two fisheye lenses, and it's stitching them together, so it does a whole sphere of video at the same. I find it really good for kayaking because you never know where something interesting is going to happen, like a seal pops up behind you, or
Orca.
yeah. I'm still waiting for my orca moment. We've seen them from the shore, but never from the kayak.
I remember reading about a guide on maybe it's Tofino, where there was a pod of orcas, and he was telling them, okay, everyone back up as fast as you can and stop. And then they came up right in front of him.
Oh, how cool.
Like he timed it just right.
I would love that.
Cool.
It must be a bit unnerving, though, when they get so close, eh?
Especially, I mean, have you heard that there have been pods of these whales that are like basically going out wilding, just killing shit, not eating it, just for like the fun of it.
Yeah, I heard around Portugal there, the Strait of Gibraltar. Yeah, one of them has a grudge. I guess they got hit by a propeller or something.
That's it, yep.
Fortunately, the orcas around here haven't learned that behavior yet. Oh, check this out. A big fried egg jellyfish right there. We've also seen the big Lions Mane Jellyfish here. And you could probably pop your rudder up. Way up, I think, is up the rock here. Some pretty gnarly barnacles and stuff. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at these anemones here. Huge. Jeez. Big ones under the rock. Karen would love this. Look at this. That's cool. Nice little trails around the island.
Yeah, this is pretty.
Lots of beautiful kelp beds here. Regular strong currents moving through Deception Pass, so lots of nutrients. Wow, look at all these feathers. Something suffered death here. I think you get a lot of eagles out here. The trail goes very close to the rock cliff, which is not for the faint of heart. So we found a nice little lunch spot on Deception Pass. We're facing the bridge over there, and Deception Pass State Park over there. There's the main beach. And the trails, as you can see, are a bit treacherous going right along the cliff, some of them in worse condition. So we are going to find our way back to the kayaks and do some exploring via kayak down at the water level, probably a lot safer. Definitely have to watch your footing along these ridges.
The next leg of our journey takes us around Deception Island, then over to the Deception Pass Underwater Park near Rosario Head, and finally over to our pull-out point at the Bowman Bay launch.
So Deception Island, that's a beautiful little bay behind me. A little bit treacherous climbing up the cliff there to the trails. And trails are not good going all the way around the island, but you could at least get to the other side and have a nice lunch overlooking the Deception Pass, the bridge, the Deception Pass State Park. And now we're going to explore the island by water. So we're going to paddle around the shore of Deception Island. We're going anti-clockwise, I guess. Explore the kelp beds. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some seals, some jellyfish. Let's see what we can find. The way the kelp is leaning, I've got a little bit of a current I'm going into here. The sort of fronds part of the kelp is always downstream. And I hear oyster catchers up ahead on the rock. The water is this beautiful, deep, sort of gray-green color. Very clear out here, like getting, I think, clear ocean current. You'll want to watch this guy's wake. There's one of the jet boats going underneath Deception Pass. And there's Deception Pass Bridge on it's just ahead to the left. We'll probably head down the side of Deception Pass Island here, and then when we get around the east point, we will head over to Rosario Head and explore the underwater marine park. I'm going to fold up the rudder here. You can see from the kelp that we're going with the current now. Gosh, I don't think I've seen such rich kelp beds. These are crazy. So straight ahead of me there is the picnic spot where we had lunch. We're at the east side of Deception Island, and we're going to paddle right past the east point there, and we're going to go over to Rosario Head now. So you notice the conditions are a bit overcast, cloudy. I actually think that's wildfire smoke. I don't think it's cloud. This area is a bit susceptible to early morning fog, but we're now at, I don't know. Oh wow, big Lions Mane Jellyfish back there. Watch for jellyfish here, Greg. We're about 2 in the afternoon, I'd say, 1 or 2 o'clock. So this is, yeah, good guess. This is not, so it's 1:20 now. This is not fog, it's probably haze from wildfire smoke. Okay, look. Sorry, look at huge jellyfish there. Yeah, so we've seen 2 Lions Mane jellyfish, 1 fried egg jellyfish. This is really a great area to spot jellyfish. All of them huge, I'd say about 1 foot across in diameter. And the water is really clear here. Didn't bring the underwater camera today, but should definitely bring that next time. So we're going to head straight across to that big rock there. That's called Rosario Head. And there's the undersea gardens are right around there. So let's paddle around and see what we can see. So lots of kayakers launching from Bowman Bay this morning. If you don't have a kayak here, they had kayak rentals sort of at the back of the parking lot there. I didn't check on pricing, but I think they had singles, they had tandems. I think they had paddleboards. Honestly, I wouldn't take a paddleboard out to Deception Island, but you could definitely do paddleboarding inside Bowman Bay. I think that would be safe. So that big rock straight ahead, just a little bit to the right, is Rosario Head, and we're going to head to the little rocks just to the left of it. That's the underwater marine park, and we're going to check that out. These boats moving through here and through Deception Pass, they create a bit of wake. Definitely want to watch that wake as it comes closer and angle my kayak into it. All right, let's get angled into this wake here. Usually an angle, like not straight on, but maybe a 30-degree angle works for me. We have our spray skirts on today, so we're good from that standpoint, but these kayaks are super stable. Doing okay, Greg?
What's that?
You good?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, not much waves today, just the occasional boat like that, but definitely something to watch out for. Most of them are bombing in and out of Deception Pass there and going to Oak Harbor or Skagit Bay. Today is the day for jellyfish. I have seen several fried eggs, several lion's mane, some of the small moon jellies. Very cool. Let's see what we can see. This is the underwater marine park here. It's part of it. I imagine if you had snorkel or scuba gear, this would be really interesting to look around. Lots of people looking around in the shallows there. Tidal pools. All right, probably time to double back, and we're going to scoot along Rosario Head around the shore back to Bowman Bay. Lots of other kayakers out today. Most of them hanging around Bowman Bay, some of them coming to the underwater marine park. Didn't see any others going out to Deception Island. Some of them going through the Deception Pass. If you're more advanced, I certainly wouldn't recommend that for any but the most advanced kayakers. And you'll want to check the currents. We use deepzoom.com. You can pick your date and scroll along the timeline, see what the currents are doing exactly at Deception Pass. It's pretty cool. Hi. You gotta love that guy's kayak. He painted it all different colors and named it Fugly. Effing ugly. That was pretty colorful. Rainbow colors. I certainly didn't think it was ugly. Definitely got to watch out for the wake here, especially if you're near the rocks. Hello.
I love the camaraderie in kayaking. Fellow kayakers are so friendly and helpful. Several times I've also had people that know the Presence Videography channel come up and say hi. If you see us out there, we'd love to meet other kayakers and members of our channel, so please do come say hi.
I think these rocks right ahead of me are called Gull Rocks. So just reaching our pullout point back at Bowman Bay here. Really nice paddle, enjoyed Bowman Bay around the edges, Rosario Head, Underwater Marine Park. Enjoyed paddling out to Deception Island, exploring the island. Definitely a bit windier than expected. Probably went up to about 8 knots, maybe 9 around some of the islands and the heads. Watch out for boat wake. Do check the currents, especially if you're going to paddle around, near Deception Pass. Currents there can get up to about 6 knots. And otherwise, yeah, just check the winds. I do recommend a spray skirt. You get a lot of boat wake, even if you're not getting a lot of waves, from the wind, depending on the wind direction. There's a lot of boats moving in and out of this area, and you get a lot of boat wake, so I do recommend the spray skirts. And of course, PFDs, and we carry all kinds of safety gear. We got the bailer pumps, we got the paddle floats. Of course, we know how to self-rescue. You can see by the number of kayaks here, this is a super popular kayaking destination. They have some paddle boards. There are rentals available. Great ramp for launching. So yeah, highly recommend this paddle. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, we'd love your support if you want to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to be notified as we release new adventures. We've got a huge backlog of adventures we've done this summer and videos to publish, so subscribe and you will be notified as we release. Thanks again, happy kayaking, be safe out there, bye for now.